Hey up there, it's that old tyke Yorkie. And look, I got a new hat. Hang on, let me get the camera right. There we are. Got a new hat. Because I need it this time. Because it's not just some little sect I'm running or some circus show or something like that. No, I'm going to be in charge of Humankind. Let's go. Yeah, I've played this through once before. Not quite to the end, but to a position since I was on one of the lowest settings where there was no chance anything could beat me, so essentially the game was over. And now, this is coming back as the first of my play it again, Yorkies. Because I like this game. It's kind of like Civilization 6, or Civilization meets Crusader Kings, in a sense. A bit similar to Old World if you played that. It's a 4X strategy game with narrative woven into it, or at least events that are kind of narrative. So, let's go. Let's set ourselves up. That's me, kind of. New game. World. We're going with huge. We'll go for basically a random world. Pace, we'll go for normal. And since I'm still learning, I was on town before. I'm jumping up to nation. I'd like to go for empire, but I want to finish one on nation before I do. Peaceful mode, which would mean that they can't declare war on me? No. It's a little bit cheeky. If you look at the difficulty, next to last is Civilization, which also happens to be the name of one of their rivals. The highest is Humankind, their name. That's cheeky. There are maps you can use. Huge Earth map starting in Egypt, huge Earth map starting in Southeast Asia. I'd like to actually start elsewhere. I might use them some other time, but not for this playthrough. So, we'll start there. Everything's set. And you enter, not as a civilization, but as a tribe. Nomadic tribe.
Our universe contains infinite stories, most of which are about rocks and ice at sub-zero temperatures in a vacuum. Rather boring. However, on a small damp rock, there is a story that bears a second look. It's your story. But the first 4 billion years or so mostly concern amino acids. Not much of a page turner. But then, over time, the amino acids bond together and things start to get interesting and a bit drier.
Definitely a plus.
A certain subspecies of hominid discovers that you can do more with a sharp rock than annoy your little brother. Tools and weapons are invented. The hominids begin to cooperate. Fire becomes a servant rather than an unpredictable force of nature. They learn to tan the skins of animals for clothing. They learn ways to record and probably exaggerate their adventures. Eventually, these tribes learn to build shelters and immediately hold the first barbecue parties. This is the dawn of humankind. Struggle and cooperation have been rewarded. The Neolithic era draws to a close. The whole world beckons. This tribe has come far, but the rest of their story is your story. You are the one who will build them into a great civilization. How far will you push humankind? Another day, another dawn of humankind. It is time to finish breakfast, give a rousing speech, and leap into the future.
Now, one difference for anyone who doesn't know between Humankind and most of the 4X games is you don't play a nation, you play a people. What's the difference? Well, just as the people of, say, Anatolia have been, the Turks have been, the Mauryans, and so on and so forth, going back, different cultures throughout time. So it is here. At each different era, you choose a different culture. It's still your people, but you're developing different cultures as you go. The impact of one culture carries on to affect others, but your culture changes. And that being the case, even though we're not on real world, I'm going to be going for one rule on this. I'm just giving myself a slight limitation because I'm still at the learning point, and that is each age I must migrate, by which I mean the culture I choose must border where I've been before, but must not, as a region that is, but must not be somewhere that I've been before. So if I start off, I would say the Nubians in Africa, when I get to the ancient age, then I can't do another African. But I would have from the Nubians to go to Persia, West Europe, East Europe, or West Asia, since they're kind of border Africa. Alright, and I'm deciding what the regions are, but I'm going to try and be honest about where things are. I may not even allow Africa to border West Asia. That wouldn't really make sense if I'm allowing Persia. So, or Persia Anatolia type area. Right, first of all, let's get Auto Explore on. Turn it off. Right, here we have a discovery that we've made, which in this case is food, this case is food, and here's an animal. So, let's attack. We'll do a manual battle. In this case I could actually do instant resolution, but let's do a manual battle. And I can't... You can position it anyway. I'm going to go up here, because that's the highest ground I can go to.
Will do.
I'm going to stay there. And deployment. And I'm going to defend. Except that they didn't attack at all. That's unfortunate. And that was an interesting one. I didn't realise that was going to happen. Oh, I've moved over here. That's fine. I thought I'd lost my people. Alright. I should have attacked. Or at least defended right next to it. Now I can't just jump down there because that's a big hill, a cliff. So I've got to work my way around and down. There's a sanctuary there. That's useful.
Delicious. Though next time, it might be better if you washed it first.
5 food. I'm a quarter of the way to getting another unit. This is only the way it works in the Neolithic era. Because you're a nomadic tribe, basically. More berries. That is incense. It's a nice thing to have when you get your first seeds formed. Let's do an instant resolution. Open. And we got some more food. So we're almost at the next unit, or the next part of this army. Seed of an idea. Yesterday, the tribe came across a vast tract of wild grain, the stalks swaying in the breeze like the wind playing over golden waters. The ground down grain could feed the tribe twice over. One of the tribal elders has another idea. Instead of pounding the seeds into flowers, she suggests planting half of them so the grasses may return next summer. It's a curious idea, at odds with nomadic life, but perhaps a harbinger of the future. What do you suggest? Can improve domestication research, or we can do nomadic tribe +2. Now, era stars. You'll see up here we've got growth star for getting to 5 population, knowledge star for finding 10 points of research, hunter star for killing 5 animals. If I get more food when I manage to put down an outpost, it's going to help me grow. Alright, we're heading over here. Haven't been great finds so far, honestly. Yes, that's let me grow, but you can get 10 food at once, and you can get science stars, which also, or curiosities that give you science and influence stars. I do have 5 influence points, I didn't notice that. Let's see if we can find somewhere to plonk down our first outpost. 9 and 6, 10 and 7, not bad. 6 and 6, 8 and 2, 8 and 3. 11 and 6, not bad. 9 and 11. Even though I'd normally want 10 food, I think that might be what we go for, actually. Because it also has 11 construction. A bit more food. See, there's 15 on one thing. And we have lost souls 1. Your scout comes to you, breathless from exertion. Between gasps, he tells you that he spied another tribe not far ahead. He leads you on, then after giving a stop signal, you drop to your bellies and crawl forward in the bush. Ahead, a young woman no more than 13 summers is leading a ceremony. Her audience, a dozen or so equally young or younger tribesmen. Many are crying, and when you see their bodies laid out, you understand they are in mourning. You know what you must do. I can welcome them or withdraw. If I withdraw, it gives me extra movement for 5 turns. I don't care. If I welcome them, I get a new army, growing tribe, next to my hunting party. That I do care about. And I can manual battle this, or instant battle this. And that gives me another 5 influence and 5 food. On that army, not the other one. And we will go on to explore with them. Why on earth did they lose a unit? Nine and 11 or 9 and 40. Oh, 11 and 15, that's even better. Nice. Lost Souls 2. The older children from the devastated tribe swelled the ranks of your own tribe, proving themselves capable and determined fighters, while the younger ones brought joy and laughter. However, something deadly also accompanied them when they left the place of death and ruin. A sickness that has spread through the entire tribe, killing many. That's why I lost a unit. They didn't know, but the children brought the silent killer to the heart of our ranks. Destruction of 1 unit, hunting party. Unfortunate, but we still have 2 units. And we have our new outpost, Rondira. And you're going to go explore.
You have built a first outpost, adding another territory to your empire. I know, you're hoping this is the beginning of something very, very big.
Absolutely. There are several cultures. I don't think anyone's formed one yet, but I'm not sure. Oh, hang on. Show cultures. Yes, 3 have been taken at the moment. So already the Harappans have been formed, the Mycenaeans have been formed, the Nubians have been formed by AI units. As I said, it was a slow start. That's the Mycenaeans gone. Found a fresh curiosity. 15 harvest. You take off that. All mechs are gone. We're at 3 out of 5 population. Not at 10 science and 2 out of 5 on hunting.
beyond us.
The fungal hoarder. The shift to fixed boards hasn't been easy for the tribesmen and women who settled in the outpost, but they persevered and now thought of the land as home. When they discovered that one of their number had been hoarding mushrooms that he'd found in a nearby cavern for himself, it was a great blow to the spirit of the tribe. Now they want to banish him for his greed. But that would mean being deprived of the location of the mushroom field. What is your reckoning? I can banish them, which improves city defense research cost. I can protect for 10 turns of +5 food. Or I can retain and gain some science. I'm too far away from the science for it to be meaningful. Bountiful so I can grow faster. Got a near star from growth. Nice. In which case, you can travel. You can auto-explore. You're at 3. And that's another era star. Because they've gone up to 4. And I will check that in a minute. I'll just go through these first. Yep, that's fine. There's nothing else to do. I thought there was. It was just telling me about the 15 food I'd found. So, right, this is they're gonna be responsible for building extra stuff. Meantime, let's see who's left. I don't have much choice. I have the Babylonians, I have the Egyptians, the Phoenicians, and the Zhao. Let's see, each one has a special ability, +2 science per researched technologies on capital. So the more technology to research, and this carries on throughout all eras, by the way. So each research, that vastly improves over time my research skill. Astronomy house, almost all of the, not just the special, what do they call it, quarters, but all of the quarters, like Farmer's Quarter, Research Quarter, damage your stability. Essentially, your city's getting bigger, your country's getting bigger, and therefore less stable. But there's ways to counter that. +3 science per adjacent farmers' quarters on city or outpost. +1 food per researcher. Whoops. Researchers +1 researcher slot. Okay. So we've got more food per researcher, more science per researcher, more science per farmer's quarter, and more research, and an extra research slot. Counts as farmers and counts as starter. Okay, I actually quite like that. Not played the Babylonians before either. I've only had one pretty much full playthrough. I've had a few turns and just look at them. And then we've got each one as a special unit as well. Then we've got the Egyptians, who get +1 industry on tile producing industry. Good industry boost. -10 on district industry cost. But I've played the Egyptians quite a bit. Now, of course, Babylon is Persia. My expansion from there, I would allow East Europe, West Asia, and Africa. So, Egyptian pyramid gains influence. Do they not gain influence? No, they don't gain influence for theirs. Ooh, that's a little messy. Industry up, stability down, of course. Industry up even further, worker on city, and it's just a maker's quad, not a science quarter. Phoenicians, +2 money per traders on city or outpost. Okay. +2 money per adjacent coastal water. I'm not near the coast, that's not something I want then. And the Zhao, harmonious thought, +2 stability per district. So that would mean, since districts usually do 10 damage to stability, I'm not sure if that means instead of that they do +2 or they do -10 +2, which would be 8. Confucian School +8 stability, extra science, Plus science per adjacent mountain. Bit. I can see how it's powerful, but to me it's a little bit. It requires you putting next to mountains. I'm going to become Babylonian, I think.
The challenges of a young civilization. It's hard keeping up with the neighbors when they have the wheel and you don't. Humankind learns quickly that everyone contributes. If you're terrified of wild animals, you can grow lentils or catch fish. Tribes settle towns. Towns develop markets, and markets begin the exchange of goods, services, and most important, rumors and hearsay.
Nice.
This means more than just markets for the Babylonians. It's also the beginning of mathematics, astronomy, and a set of codified laws that I wouldn't want to be caught breaking.
And another nomadic tribe is formed, the Assyrians. Alright. I'll just start off with this turn and then I think we'll wind up. So, Rondira. Firstly, I can rename that somehow. Where is it? Oh, it's not. Evolve it into a city and it's Babylon.
Walls, roofs, an outhouse. Ah, the luxuries of civilization.
Now, the problem with this particular area is there's a hell of a lot of production, but the food is over this way. Interesting. Now, I would need... I'd need a lot more. What is it? 61 influence for that one, but it'd be less. I think it's 20 for that one. And you see, we don't gain food anymore because that was just for the Neolithic era. Now we're fully settled cities and so on. Now we're an actual nation. We don't have that. We gain gold instead. You also only get to heal on your own zone, which I'm not on at the moment. I would like to start that out, but I don't think I want to just yet. Because I can only build around here, and I'm not going to be able to plant down a whole lot of... I'm not going to be able to plant down a whole lot of food zones around here. Because that's all manufacturing. Over here I can, once I can get there. What I can do... I mean, it would pay to have some food. But I don't have a good area for it just now. I could get some makers' quarters. Or... could get a pottery place for some more influence. That's the quickest, it's 4 turns. I think I'm going to do that to begin with. Now, we've got a research going on. Calendar in 12. Or domestication in 12, carpentry, city defense. We can go further than that, but those are the ones we've got available right now. City defense, I'm not worried. Carpentry gives me bowmen, which is nice, but I don't need it just now. Domestication helps me tame wild horses, which I don't have right now. I do, however, have sage, which it needs artisans' quarters to get. Might as well get that sanctuary for some gold. Nomadic tribe reached ancient era with Egypt. I think that's the last of them. Ransack successful. There's 10 gold from that. I want to come up here. You move faster on rivers, interestingly. If I manage to put something down here, I get all of this area. And it doesn't actually have anything wonderful with it, does it? Oh, there's whales over here too. That's nice. But it does have... It doesn't have any resources with it. But it does have some nice food and so on. Shouldn't be 61. Not for a zone right next to you. Alright, well, I might as well go heal.
Keeping an eye out.
Now, what about this zone? That also has a lot of food. And it's got at least one resource, which is incense. We've got that done. This may or may not be a mistake, but I'm going to build a maker's quarter there.
They're impressive, the Egyptians. It's a fair bet that you'll be embarrassed if you compare cities with them.
And we've now met the Egyptians, who are all the way up there, somehow. Maybe one of their people wandered down.
I have a proposal.
Treaties, there's not that many of them, but they're useful.
Though I am inclined to say yes.
Only trade luxuries, accept.
Glorious! Glorious! Let it be so.
Hesitant.
A most wonderful happenstance.
We're unsure of your intentions and choose to reserve judgment for the time being. Improving. Signed a new treaty. Strength is comparable. They're expansionistic, and they are protector. Okay, they careful. They favour a defensive play style, and they're introvert. Tend to focus on relationship with a few chosen civilizations. So, if that's true, we're good. We're in there first. Trade, we have nothing. They have nothing just yet. Maybe it's 61. Before I was on Nation, I bet it's more expensive because I'm at a higher level. So 49.50, so it's another 2 turns. They're exhausted. Once you hit a river, you run out of steam. But as I say, you travel faster when you're on the river. I'm going to put another maker's quarter. World deed unlocked. That was someone else getting a world deed. That means they found something. At least I think it was someone else getting a world deed. Yeah, we're only at 20 fame, you see. We're among the bottom on fame. And now we can do this. 9 and 6, 11 and 6. I'd rather have something better. 10 and 7. So I've got... But I do want the farmers, don't I? So we'll go 11 and 6. It'll take 5 turns to get that done. Babylon gets its next thing in 3 turns. There is a resource and strategic resource in here, 2 of them. So even though the land doesn't look that great, I think it's worth getting another outpost here. You discovered the breathtaking Tanganyika Lake. Nice. That should add fame, but I guess not. What can we... That's silly. I'm not going to do my... I'm not going to ransack my own place, am I? What's the next one going to cost? 74. That's not such a huge increase. Let's go over here just to expand out and see what's what.
Come over here.
You see, we go all the way over here and around here. That's the bottom of the map as well. There's a sanctuary over there. I just heard a mammoth or elephant. There's incense there. And 2 strategics.
Let's go.
And with this one, now you can only build one thematic district in each region, in each actual region that you've got, territory. And once you've left that particular era, you can't build things from that era again. So, plus 11 food. Nice. And then I can put food quarters around it because they will boost them. They will be boosted by it. And we're at 33 minutes, so that's where we're going to leave it. I've done a little explaining. And our great people... now the Babylonians. Main city is Babylon, our only city so far. We have Tivon coming under our control in 2 more turns, and we'll take it from there next time. We've also got a sanctuary for some gold. So, there's links around to other gameplays you might enjoy on channel. There's a like and a subscribe. If you use them, you help the channel grow. Please do. We're new. We're desperate for growth. You know that. And at the same time, drop us a line in the comments, then I'll respond. This has been me, Yorkie, your old mate the Tyke, and hiding behind me, having a nap, the Chihuahua. See you on.